When you amuse yourself with jokes about his mahjong games and procrastination on busy days, have you ever wondered why a world-famous manga artist with immense wealth and extraordinary talent would choose to shut himself away from the spotlight in such an almost self-exiled manner? Within Japan's massive manga empire built on fortune and toil, he was the only creator granted an absolute privilege. He could pause his work anytime without offering a single explanation. Every comeback of his sent ripples across the entire publishing industry, while each hiatus became fodder for endless online gossip. Yet behind this decades-long spectacle, late into the night, he would often lie motionless on the cold floor, like a weathered statue, clutching a paintbrush with trembling fingers. This is no comedy, but a profound saga woven together with severe physical ailments, power struggles over colossal wealth, and the profound solitude of a genius. Tonight, let us sit beside the flickering fire and delve into the true story of his life. His name is Yoshihiro Togashi, a genius long misunderstood by the world. This is a tale of a creator's dignity and his silent resistance against capital. People marvel at the profound exploration of human nature in Hunter x Hunter and lament the abrupt end of Yu Yu Hakusho at the height of its glory. Few realize that the man who depicted intricate schemes and tangled human relationships in his works has spent his own life trapped in similar conflicts. Beneath his easygoing and unrestrained facade, he holds fast to his artistic convictions with unyielding resolve. Now relax your body, and let your breath slow to the gentle glow of the fire. Let us travel back to the turning point of his fate, where the struggle between this genius and the era truly began. In the sweltering summer of 1994, neon lights cut through the night sky over Tokyo, and the fluorescent lamps inside Shueisha blazed brightly. It was the golden age of Weekly Shonen Jump. Back then, manga fans across Japan were captivated by Dragon Ball, Slam Dunk and Yu Yu Hakusho. These three masterpieces combined to set a record of over 6 million copies in single-issue sales for the magazine. Yet right at the pinnacle of fame and fortune, 28-year-old Yoshihiro Togashi sat at a drawing table piled with discarded drafts, his face as pale as lifeless paper. As one of Shueisha's most profitable assets, every chapter of Yu Yu Hakusho steered a commercial empire worth billions of yen. No one knew that he was drowning in unprecedented despair. The grueling pace of weekly serialization was like a relentless meat grinder, wearing away his body and mind. For months on end, he never managed more than 4 hours of continuous sleep. A severe lumbar condition gradually took hold of his spinal nerves, and every minute spent sitting felt like being pricked by needles. What suffocated him even more was the overreaching control from the editorial department. Determined to keep this cash cow running indefinitely, the powers of capital began to meddle in his creation, forcing him to abandon his original artistic vision and churn out repetitive storylines of endless battles and power upgrades. It was a subtle erosion of a creator's soul. Many talented artists had gradually been reduced to mere assembly line workers under such pressure. But behind his mild demeanor and messy curly hair lay a will as cold and firm as ice. He saw clearly how the industry was stifling artistic creation, and knew that if he carried on, he would not only ruin his health but also become a slave to money. Towards the end of the Demon World unification arc, faced with another demand for extra chapters, Togashi made a decision that stunned Japan's entire publishing circle in his late-night studio. He turned down all plans for follow-up adaptations, and brought the blockbuster story to an abrupt end with concise, even sketchy strokes, as if severing all ties. It was the first time fate pushed him to the limit, and also the moment he found his path. He would rather bear the labels of selfishness and willfulness than let anyone or any force tarnish his devotion to the purity of manga. The unanticipated conclusion of Yu Yu Hakusho sparked an undercurrent of turmoil among Shueisha's executives, yet it also triggered a complete reversal of power dynamics. By the rules of capital, any uncooperative creator ought to be sidelined and punished. But Togashi's incomparable talent and commercial influence forced the publishing giant to swallow its pride. After months of behind-the-scenes negotiations, Shueisha finally signed an unprecedented agreement with him, a one-of-a-kind contract in the history of global manga. The deal granted Togashi full creative freedom for his new work Hunter x Hunter, and allowed him to publish chapters just once a month or even every 6 months, with no need to explain his absences to the editorial team. This agreement marked Togashi's victory in reclaiming his dignity in the battle against the capitalist machine, yet the price he paid was unimaginable to ordinary people. From the official launch of Hunter x Hunter in 1998 onwards, his physical health deteriorated rapidly, like a train with failed brakes racing toward the abyss. Years of irregular routines and long hours bent over drawing boards took their toll, and his herniated lumbar disc grew severe enough to compress his nerves. On countless late nights rushing to meet deadlines, he could no longer sit like a normal person. He had to lie flat on the cold floor, propping his manuscript against his chest and struggling to draw. Every movement of his arm sent electric stabs of pain shooting through his spine, soaking his cotton shirt with cold sweat. Praise poured in from all sides, and people talked about his staggering wealth. But in his dimly lit studio, all that could be heard were his quiet gasps of agony. Countless readers and online commentators who knew little of the truth mocked his frequent breaks, turning his dedication to manga into jokes and falsely claiming he skipped work to play games. Togashi never defended himself. He endured public misunderstanding and physical torment in lonely silence. It was not that he did not want to draw. He simply fought a private battle against his failing body, drawing on every last ounce of his strength. For 30 years, the public has reduced Yoshihiro Togashi to a figure of fun, completely misunderstanding the depths of his inner world. Many assumed he was a mercenary artist who earned a fortune and then rested on his laurels, and even speculated that his relationships were built on interests. In truth, the real Togashi is pure and reclusive, like a hermit from a bygone era. His life is almost monotonous. Aside from manga and a few personal hobbies, he cut off nearly all social contact. His well-known marriage to Naoko Takeuchi, the creator of Sailor Moon, was never a glamorous alliance of the rich and famous. Instead, it was the warmest companionship that sustained this top-tier artist through his darkest days. As a fellow master of the industry, only Takeuchi truly understood the anguish and struggles he endured during his breaks. His inherent aloofness and relentless pursuit of artistic purity form the most fascinating and poignant paradox of his life. He managed to portray the mysterious philosophy of the Dark Continent and depict the heart-wrenching parting between the Chimera Ant King and the young girl Komugi so vividly, precisely because he holds an almost obsessive standard for life and art. He saw clearly that in this era of fast food culture, everyone chases maximum traffic with minimal effort, and digital drawing has made creators efficient yet mediocre. Still, Togashi stood firm like a solitary stone statue, adhering to his aesthetic principles. If a story failed to meet his vision, if a panel could not carry his reflections on humanity, he would rather pause his work for years than deliver sloppy content to cater to the impetuous world. He is labeled as lazy and capricious, but those who truly understand his works know that only someone with profound compassion for humanity and sincere reverence for art could create timeless masterpieces while enduring pain in his sickbed. In the early summer of 2022, a faint scent of earth lingered in the air over Tokyo. A newly created Twitter account suddenly posted a partial manuscript featuring only a backdrop of trees, along with 4 simple words, "For chapters left." The account had no official verification, yet its distinctive art style and linework spread like wildfire across the globe within 24 hours, gaining millions of followers and shaking the entire manga community. The owner was none other than Yoshihiro Togashi, speaking to the world for the first time in nearly 4 years. Beneath the global fan celebration, however, his honest account of his physical condition shattered all those frivolous rumors. In a calm, even slightly self-deprecating tone, he wrote, "Due to severe lower back pain, I have been unable to sit and draw for years. I have abandoned traditional drawing postures and now work lying completely flat, holding my pen in midair with my right hand. Even so, I need to rest in bed for days after finishing each page." His words plunged the world into silence. Countless readers who had once joined in the teasing and urged him to update felt a surge of guilt and sorrow as they looked at the unfinished Dark Continent arc. This candid revelation became a profound footnote to his 30-year artistic journey. He never betrayed his readers or manga itself. Instead, with extraordinary patience and restraint, he waged a long, silent war against his broken body day after day. The fast-paced era sweeps everything along. Manga magazines come and go, and generations of readers have passed. Yet Togashi remains standing like a lonely lighthouse. He chooses to bear years of misunderstanding and ridicule, and endure endless physical torment, for he knows that true great art never needs compliance or speed to prove its eternity. Looking back on Yoshihiro Togashi's life after the storms have passed, we may finally unravel the questions about his hiatuses and the power struggles raised at the beginning. What legacy has this misunderstood genius left behind? Is it the unfinished Hunter x Hunter that may never reach its official conclusion, or the supreme rights he won against the publishing giant? In fact, what he truly bequeaths to this era is the resolve to stay true to himself, even after seeing the harsh realities of capital and life. On this quiet night by the soft fire, as we listen to this story and picture his frail yet proud figure drawing on the cold floor for a lifetime, the frustration over the unfinished tales fades away, replaced by peaceful relief. Through 30 years of lonely perseverance and physical suffering, he set an ultimate example of dignity for all creators faced with material temptations and bodily pain. His story gives us the courage to confront hardships when we find ourselves compromised and pressured in life. As for the endless dark continent, every reader has written their own ending for it. If you can hold on to purity and pride even in the darkest times, you will never be defeated by the world. Night has fallen completely, and the bustle of the city has faded into silence. After hearing Togashi's story, may you relax your tensed brows and lay your weary body down in the warm bedding. Let go of unfulfilled wishes, and may they turn into gentle dreams as you sleep. Close your eyes, and drift off peacefully amid the fading glow. Good night.